Good morning. Good morning. I love everybody jumping on here this morning. I always get excited to see who's coming to play with me every Friday morning. And I always love when you guys are coming in from all over the world. It is so wonderful to have the chances to hang out with you in this way. And of course, we never had a chance to talk last week because I was away facilitating a retreat. So it's so great to be back here as we move into the beautiful energies of May, which are very feminine energies for us. And we'll move into that now here today for our conversation on What's Up Universe for Friday, May the 10th. I can hardly believe that it is 10 days already into this beautiful month. New energy, everything is much more grounded. We're much more in everything's a little bit more copacetic than maybe what we have experienced previously at the start of this year. And of course, really more into a sense of groundedness, of certainty, and of action orientation. So we're making change. And this week is all about activating and initiating the change that we would like to be in the world. And so anything that we've had on the table, anything that we are interested in moving forward with, what we're looking to create, this is the energy, thanks to that beautiful moon, that new moon we just went through, where all things indeed are possible. So it is about dreaming the biggest dream and working in collaboration with the universe in order to really bring about phenomenal change that not only will positively impact our lives as individuals, but of course, being that it will also have a beautiful positive impact within our families, our communities, our the world around us. So it is always looking at how is it that we can show up, how is it that we can bring more light, what are our invitations, and of course following through with whatever that is. This is a week where you might find that it's time, when we talk about change, it's time to change the story, sweet friends. It is time to move out of the stories of fear, of lack, of limitation, the fears of our stories of the past, of the things that happened in terms of cycle of blaming or shaming or whatever it is coming up. The aspect of our past traumas, things like that, of course, require to be tended to and dealt with and nurtured and healed. And of course, that's a big aspect of the work that I do in helping so many women to do that and overcome it so they can reclaim their life and their light. And it is a necessary part. Our healing journey must be attended to. However, the energies right now are inviting us to pick up our faith, inviting us to raise the frequency and vibration so that we can come into alignment with everything that is looking to be made manifest through us. And of course, the only way we can do that is when we begin to shift out of the storylines of lack, limitation, the fear-based consciousness that can exist, and move into a more accelerated frequency and an accelerated vibration and frequency that allows for the things that we've been looking to make manifest in our life be able to come into form, land on our doorsteps, where we can open up and grab hold of everything that we're looking to create for our lives. When we understand that, we look at what can be the greater will of the universe, the greater will of God, whatever name you put on the higher power that lives and breathes us, in the sense of this is always about, looking for expression and expansion. If we are not expressing and expanding, if we are not creating based on, we have creative faculties, we are in the expression of creator itself. And if we are not enacting upon that expression and expansion in our lives, we move into disintegration. And disintegration, of course, really is where we basically roll over and give in to the hardships, struggles of life. And so this is a week where our invitations are to claim our power, to claim our birthrights, to get into not just in co-creative aspects of working in partnership with our guides and with the universe and with our power that be, but more importantly, that we look at shifting in frequency and vibration. So we're raising our vibration, we're moving into a field or an energy current that really will allow us to receive more for our lives. And when we understand that when we begin to receive in greater capacity for our lives based on the things that Whether again the change that is happening, where we're receiving the health, we're receiving the finances, we're receiving the love, we're receiving the joy, we're receiving maybe even with the material things, maybe it's a car or a house or whatever it is that you've been looking to manifest for yourself. When you come into the receivership of it, there's an increase of receivership within your connection to the non-physical world, because it's the universe that is living and breathing through you, expressing itself. And so when you're receiving it, you are the expression of the all that is. But more importantly, it increases the receptivity with the non-physical world in terms of our communication with our guides, our angels, the loved ones on the other side. And in our willingness to receive those messages, it increases our receptivity of the love and the joy and the abundance that is seeking to know itself through each and every one of us. So it really, when as you've heard me say before, there's always a commonality or a direct proportional balance between what happens in our physical world in terms of what plays out in the non-physical. And this week is definitely a part of that greater understanding of it. So change, taking the risk, being willing to jump in with more faith. Mara said, pick up your faith this week. Look at just and knowing that when you move into your ability to build and to create and to make change and to create progress in your life, that momentum, that energy is the very thing that is helping and supporting all aspects of your well-being, and it is contributing to humanity. In fact, the more that we claim our birthright, the more that we embrace and receive and move into these higher places, the more of our concentration of light that we're able to offer. And again, helping to shift and change awareness and really supporting what is that greater wake up of that is taking place. Now, this wave in this energy, remember I talked about getting over our stories. This is about creating the new stories. The I am safe. Everything is all is well. Things are flowing to me effortlessly with ease and grace. I'm so happy and grateful. Oh, gratitude. Let's give a shout out about gratitude. Gratitude is the quickest way to shift your frequency, the quickest way to move out of a lower density, so to speak, and into a higher concentration of receptivity. So again, we're looking at not just imagining how different our life could be. It's important to do that, to take a look, even with the new intentions that you set under the new moon. What is it that you're looking to be, do, and have, and how is God's will, how are you inviting God's will to express through you? But more importantly, looking at how do we uplift our results that we're getting. And uplifting our results means that we need to uplift the mental, emotional body. We need to uplift our mindset. We need to uplift our attitude. We need to uplift our energy. And we can do that very easily by shifting into and working with gratitude practices. And I'm not talking about just gratitude from an intellectual scope of it. However, dependent on where you are in your journey, maybe it is only intellect. But the key here is really moving into the things that you really feel grateful for, that great nurturement and deep appreciation in the core. We need to get emotionally involved even in our gratitude practices, and you'll see that when you do, it helps to increase that the feel good, the feel God kind of energy that allows you to move into a new way of being and expressing in yourself and your light into the world. So again, remembering that we are physical beings having, and however, we are spiritual beings at our core. And so we need to nurture the spirit, and that spirit, that light inside of us, that God's will is ever expansion and ever expressing. So this is beautiful that this current cosmic energy is really helping to do that. As I said, May holds a lot of the divine feminine energy. So again, that's where we're looking at, our healing, our love, we're letting go and letting God. We're not playing in the scope of worry and fear, but moving into a way of giving of ourselves, giving of our light, and also in the nurturement of our own spirit, our mind, and our body. Our bodies are really calling order. Like our health has been a big component over the last several months, where we've really had to take, invitations have been in for increasing our health, our vitality, our well-being, and of course, looking at the ways in which to do that. I mean, self-talk is a great way to to boost yourself. You know, being your own best friend, blessing over your body, thanking your body, just like in any gratitude practice, for what it does do and what it provides and how it cares for you. And when we look at this new moon energy, this is all about our home, how we are home inside of ourselves, how we are home, and how we're taking care of this temple, how we're taking care of this home. And it's really a big factor of consideration for us this week. So you might find that you have maybe extra tensions and tightness, soreness in your joints, even, can be a part of this. The body bringing in messages. And so we need to listen to our body. Our body has a consciousness, our body houses our spirit. And so not only can we speak to, and communicate with those on the other side, but anything that holds a consciousness, we're able to interact. So listen to your body. What messages does your body have for you this week? What is it that requires a little extra healing, a little extra attention, nurturement? Is there a change of diet? Is there an increase of hydration? Is your body looking for new ways to move? Whatever it is, paying attention, because that is, that's going to create what is a definite lift, so to speak, not only in how you feel mentally and emotionally, but it's also a definite lift within the energetics that are supporting for what is looking to be revealed and received for you. Our souls are really encouraging us to really, move out of the things that are derailing or detracting, so to speak, from us being able to really step into a greater expression of our light and our purpose. Anything that's detracting or creating obstacles or challenges, that mindset that can derail the body, that, yes, our body can, be going through symptoms and things, not only with the increase of light and activations that are taking place right now as we move into these higher streams of consciousness and higher streams of manifestation, but we also, anything that is suppressed inside of us, the emotional imbalances, the things our body is saying it can't hang on to it anymore. We need to deal with it. We need to feel it to heal it. We need to look at giving our bodies what it requires for, in terms of the nutritional support, the vitamins, the minerals, the exercise, the nurturement, the attention. And when we can fall in love with our bodies, when we can fall in love with ourselves, it's really the energy that creates for us in our lives as well. So, I always look at this in terms of business and clients, because my focus is so much in service to others through the work that I'm doing. So if I don't like being alone with myself, who else? Nobody else is going to want to hang out with me either. If I don't love me, and I don't believe I'm a good person, and I don't believe that, I am kind and compassionate, I'm not going to attract those kinds of people that are kind and compassionate and generous either. So, we have to look and understand that we are at the core of what is happening, that sense of self-responsibility, and self-responsibility always increasing, and the invitation's always there for us. And again, as I said, this week, really an understanding within the feminine energies right now over this next week, really asking us to tend to our physical needs, or we could say the demand, so to speak, of the physical body, as well as leaning into what is our responsibility in terms of our wellness. And so it is, as we understand that when we go within, as we go within, so it begins without. And so which means that the change that we're looking for our lives, this change energy, this change over energy that we're under right now, that anything that needs to be dealt with needs to be attended to, and what needs to be dealt with isn't in the external, but is within the internal. And as we shift and heal and attend to our needs, and as we shift and heal, we work within the power power of this change, and we begin to see the results and the manifestations and things coming into form around us. So everything this week is very internally focused for us to really pay attention, and but more importantly, as I said, really listen to our bodies. What does it require in order to rejuvenate? And again, this isn't about recharging. We aren't batteries. We don't need to recharge, but we need to be rejuvenated. We need to be, in I don't want to say even re-energized, because energy exists already and it's already available around us, but we need to be able to receive the energy and to work within, taking the steps towards the change. But it comes from the state of mind, it comes from our emotional state as well as our physical state. And as I said, this is a time, our insight in, go within for the changes to happen without, and of course go in and listen. What does your body need and require? What have you been denying or suppressing? What is it that needs to be shifted or changed? This universal year 8 is really, there's invitations for us in terms of being very disciplined, very practiced, very attentive to what's going on inside of us, and in order for the gain, so to speak, to be reaped outside of us. So it really is, this energy this week really asking us to boldly move forward, create the new beginnings, and looking at what issues are still in our tissues that need to be resolved and healed, and then taking that personal authority and doing that deeper work. I mean, as we know, authenticity is always at the core of everything. And when we can be more expression of our truth, and authenticity is also not just how we're expressing out to the outside world, but about how we're being honest and attentive and authentic to our own needs. And this is even in terms of, we can think even in terms of our thoughts. We can tell people what we're thinking. This is how we think. This is what we believe. We can express that outwardly, but we also have to pay attention, because very often we are not telling the truth of the thoughts that are actually really going on in our head. So we need to be authentic and honest and real with ourselves in order for greater expression of that authentic self to be out in the world, around us. So just know that this might be a week, because the body is going to be indicating what's out of balance, what needs attention. Maybe there is a detox that you need to start this week. If you haven't done one this year, this is a great time to be able to do that. You might even be feeling a little bit run down, depleted, a little bit extra tired. The body really calling for something more. So, listen to your body. Whatever has been heavily weighing on it, heavily weighing on your heart, is heavily weighing in your body. And also, what action can you take to be the change in terms of the nurturement, the care, the movement? Energy is always, remember I said, spirit's always looking for expansion and expression, which means there are times when even moving our body is a great way to express. So is there a new program, a new exercise routine? Is there something that can, if you've been a runner up until now, like, maybe there's something else that you could be doing. Maybe the invitations are for kickboxing, or like, just look at changing it up. Your body is needing a greater expression of that energy, and our soul is leading us towards that. And as you're moving that energy, and as you're taking care of your body, you're going to have greater aha moments this week of understanding of what might be in terms of purpose, of the next steps that to take on your path, what it is that you're, the action, and what it is in to take, and maybe in terms of your books, in terms of your programs, in terms of your services, in terms of what changes or things need to happen within your business. Remember I said this is really beautiful energies now. It's like for those who are in this soul-based, spirit-based business, when we look at, there's been challenge in terms of it felt stuck. There weren't maybe getting anywhere. And this energy now, it's like, whoo, there's momentum and things are moving forward. And so the energy is of movement and expansion. And maybe there's some tweaks and some changes yet that need to be made in terms of those services that we are offering. Again, everything happens within the mind, the ideas of what's conceived. It's how God talks to us, and God talks to us, or our, spirit talks to us, our angels talk to us, in all ways. But to understand that very often the thoughts that we have, the aha moments, the things, it's like, go forward with the inspiration. The mind can go down the rabbit hole in the lack, the um the excuses, the reasons, the procrastination, all of those things, and that actually derails our anything that we're looking to manifest. But we want to say God's will, or what is divine that is speaking to us, is in those moments of what light us up, the passion, the thought that's there. And don't let the excuses derail. I mean, if you don't know how to do it, can I say, yay, that's awesome. It means you're going to have to rely on your angels. It means you're going to have to rely on your higher power. It means that you're gonna grow and learn, and you always want to be doing everything that is about expansion of knowledge, expansion of energy, expansion of purpose, expansion of joy, expansion of all of it. So there again, if there's something in that, in your life that needs to change and shift, this is the week to do it. If there's something within your diet, within the needs of your body, this is the week to begin to do it. All of these energies are saying, miracles aren't something that are out there that are just for a few, but we create our miracles. And so this is in terms of understanding the messages from the universe this week are really looking at taking action on the things that are in our best interest, in terms of our health, our well-being, how we're serving, our finances, our relationships. Taking this feminine energy is about flow. It is about finding our flow. It's about finding balance. And in order to do that, we need to be attentive. Now, when we look in terms of change, or with intentions, even with the new moon, we planted seeds. Now, to understand that seeds require a gestation period, that we can't plant the seeds and expect the tree to be there the next day, we can't, and full of leaves. It's like there is a season to plant, and there is a season to reap, so to speak. And so this is a time of planting seeds, and to know that any changes, anything that you're doing to be the change in your own life, is planting seeds for the future, so that that change can manifest for you, but also, of course, in contribution. The more that you're able to receive, the more light, the more love that you're able to expand upon and express, the more light and love that there is for all of humanity. And that impact alone, your presence as a medium, can make a phenomenal difference. So again, when we look at the physical body requiring a little extra TLC this weekend, or this week ahead, I really encourage you to also consider working with those lower chakra systems, really looking, because those are the energy centers that support our physical life. And this week is all about the physical. The universe is bringing to us the things that, enacting desire inside of us. Desire is God's will for us. And so desire is being activated, but we also need to be a part of that change. So there are a few things that we need to attend to. So look in terms of those lower energy centers, especially within the root chakra, and helping to stabilize, to balance, find that safety, being able to stand in your truth, being able to move into a real trust energy, because trust is where faith is born. And if we are not trusting ourselves, we are not trusting our connection, we're not trusting that life is going to get better, we're not trusting God, which means we're not playing in faith whatsoever. So this week is all about picking up our faith, taking some action, making some shifts and changes within us, so that we can find greater flow within us, within the pulsing waves that are around us, the greater flow of the messages, and our receptivity, of course, between the physical and non-physical worlds. So this is a substantial shift in energy happening this week. So be sure, as always, to nurture, care for yourself, and enact upon whatever it is that you're being guided towards. All right, sweet mediums. As always, it's so great hanging out with you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. You guys, I love what's happening for all of us this week ahead. Again, make sure that you're doing everything you possibly can to take care of your home inside of your heart, your home inside of your body, your physical home around you. So again, we've talked a lot, those space and energy clearings, of course, the you know, a little extra TLC within the energy of our homes and environments is always a welcome thing. So, so great, so great. Thanks for being here. All right, everyone. God bless. Have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead.